The Jacksonville Jaguars might be flying a bit under the radar, but don't sleep on them. This team has the pieces to be really good in 2025. They've quietly built a young, talented roster, and now it might be the year it all clicks. Quarterback Trevor Lawrence is poised to finally ascend to the elite tier many predicted for him, especially with some exciting new weapons like rookie phenom Travis Hunter in the fold. The defense is also full of emerging playmakers. The Jaguars could surprise the league this season in a very good way with Lawrence's development, the impact of Hunter, and a defense that feels like it is finally on the rise. Remember when Trevor Lawrence was touted as a generational quarterback prospect? He showed flashes his first couple years, but wasn't consistently great. This preseason though, we saw a sharper, more confident Lawrence, one who might be ready to become the star everyone expected. Reports out of camp noted that Lawrence looked in complete command of the offense. In joint practices and scrimmages, he was threading throws all over the field. On the opening drive of the first preseason game, he targeted new weapon Travis Hunter 3 times, marching down the field for a score. That drive included Lawrence fitting a ball into a tight window on an option route, and another where he bought time with his legs and found his check down. Little things like that show maturity, taking what's there, not forcing it. The big change with Lawrence this preseason has been his decision making. Last year, he still had occasional slow reads, but now he's processing faster, perhaps helped by the fact that he has more trust in his receivers. In the preseason tie against New Orleans, he led 2 touchdown drives, including a gorgeous deep post touchdown to wideout Dyami Brown, where he looked off the safety and then delivered a dime. It's exactly the kind of high-level quarterback play that Jaguars fans have been waiting to see on a consistent basis. If Lawrence can be the top 10 or even top 5 quarterback many believe he should be, then the Jaguars offense will reach heights it has never seen before. He has also taken on more leadership. One small but telling example is when he reportedly lobbied to keep Travis Hunter primarily on offense, half-jokingly admitting that he selfishly wanted him there. It showed that Lawrence is thinking like the guy in charge, the true face of the franchise. Hunter is the other storyline that has people in Jacksonville buzzing. The Jaguars made a bold move, drafting him 2nd overall in 2025, and they're doing something almost unprecedented by letting him play both offense and defense. The former Colorado playmaker is a unicorn who has lined up at wide receiver and cornerback. His preseason debut was highly anticipated, and while it was a small sample, it was tantalizing. He started on offense and played 10 snaps on the opening drive, catching 2 passes for short gains, including one where he showed off his quickness and slipperiness after the catch. Later, he flipped to defense and played 8 snaps at corner. He didn't record much statistically there, but that wasn't the point. Coaches wanted him to get his feet wet and, more importantly, stay healthy. The plan is to ramp up his usage gradually, likely around 40 snaps on offense and another 20 or so on defense per game. Even in limited duty, Hunter's presence on offense already opens things up. In scrimmages, Lawrence went to him repeatedly, and Hunter nearly broke a big play on a quick slant that was tripped up just after the catch. His quickness in and out of breaks has drawn rave reviews from teammates, and Lawrence himself has said it's hard to keep him off the field. Expect Hunter to be heavily involved as a receiver, likely starting opposite Brian Thomas Jr., who is still ironing out consistency issues. On defense, Hunter is currently listed as a 2nd-string corner behind Tyson Campbell. He'll be used situationally, maybe in nickel or dime packages, and his athleticism gives the team flexibility. Just the fact that he can slot in at corner if injuries hit the secondary is a huge insurance policy. And given his unique talent, it's easy to imagine some creative plays where he starts on defense, then stays in the game to flip roles and line up as a wideout. Even if the Jaguars don't overdo it, the possibilities are endless. Of course, it isn't just Trevor Lawrence and Travis Hunter who will decide whether the Jaguars offense makes the leap in 2025. Brian Thomas Jr. is a player to watch closely. The 2nd-year wideout has all the physical tools, size, speed, and body control to be a real difference maker on the outside. Coaches have raved about his improved route running this summer, even if drops have. Been a frustrating theme at times. When he's locked in though, he's nearly impossible to cover. He showed flashes of that in camp with multiple highlight reel catches down the sideline. If Thomas can find consistency, the Jaguars suddenly have a dangerous 1-2 punch at receiver with Hunter. But it doesn't stop there. Dyami Brown, brought in during the offseason, has already developed chemistry with Lawrence and hauled in a beautiful deep touchdown during the preseason. He brings an element of vertical speed that stretches defenses. At tight end, end, Evan Engram remains one of the more reliable safety valves in the league, giving Lawrence a dependable target in the middle of the field. And don't overlook the backfield. Travis Etienne is still the starter, but Tank Bigsby has carved out a role as a bruiser who can handle short yardage situations. Together, they give the Jaguars balance and versatility. This isn't just Lawrence and Hunter's show. The supporting cast is deep enough to keep defenses guessing all season long. Beyond Hunter, the defense as a whole is another reason for optimism. Last season, the Jaguars were near the bottom in yards allowed, but they invested heavily to fix that problem. They drafted pass rusher Dallas Turner in the first round, and he's already flashed with sacks and pressures. They traded for veteran defensive tackle Jeffery Simmons to beef up the interior, pairing him with Foley Fadakazi to give the line some real teeth. The run defense is already looking improved. In the preseason finale, they held the Steelers to under 3 yards per carry. The secondary has also been revamped. Tyson Campbell and Darius Williams are solid starters at corner. Add in Hunter for spot duty, plus the signing of safety Kevin Byard to bring veteran presence, and suddenly the group feels much more reliable. Andre Sisco continues to ascend at safety after notching 4 interceptions last year, and rookie Damani Richardson has been praised for his ability to play multiple safety spots. In joint practices against Miami, this secondary gave Tua Tagovailoa real problems, forcing coverage sacks and interceptions. What ties all of this together is the leadership of Gus Bradley, who returned to coordinate the defense. Communication was a major issue last year, and Bradley has made it a focus. Early signs are that players are more in sync, lining up correctly and handling assignments with confidence. If this defense can climb into the middle of the pack statistically while the offense takes off, Jacksonville has the recipe to be a playoff team. The path is there. The AFC South is one of the weaker divisions in football. The Titans are rebuilding, the Colts are relying on a rookie quarterback, and the Texans are still developing. This division is Jacksonville's for the taking if things click. A realistic ceiling might be 11-6, winning the division outright. A more cautious floor is around 8-9 if growing pains still show up, if Lawrence remains inconsistent, or if Hunter's usage is tricky to balance. But the optimism is justified. The roster is deeper, faster, and more dynamic than it has been in years. For Jaguars fans, it's okay to get excited. Trevor Lawrence finally looks ready to fulfill the hype. Travis Hunter is the most exciting rookie in years, and the defense is young, athletic, and hungry. Can Jacksonville roar back to the playoffs and even win their division? If things break right, absolutely. It's been a long time since you could say the Jaguars were dangerous, but this year they truly could be on both sides of the ball. The Jaguars are going to be must-watch in 2025. Do you think they will finally put it all together? Drop your predictions in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe. With Trevor Lawrence taking the next step and Travis Hunter bringing a spark like no one else, the show in Jacksonville might just be beginning.